Good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Wyble of the Matt Wyble team of Century 21 New Millennium. I'm a proud Severna Park Falcon, graduated in 2003, and I'm honored to share a little bit about myself today. I have a 26-person residential real estate team that we just celebrated our 8th birthday last week. I've been in business since 2010 personally. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to tell you what it's all about to be a residential realtor. But first, I kind of wanted to tell you how I got here. So after graduating Severna Park in 2003, I was lucky enough to attend Virginia Tech, and down in Blacksburg for 4 years, met my wife, and also decided that I did not want to be a sports announcer. I had gone off to college to become a sports announcer, and that's my dream job. And I was sitting there in a sophomore level class as a preview of junior and senior level courses, and the voice of the Virginia Tech Hokies came in. And this guy is like a living legend, all the games he's called, all the people he knows. And he says, "Hey, raise your hand if you want to be a sports announcer." And it's like intro to sports announcing. So everyone obviously is like, duh, why am I here? Of course I want to be. And he goes, "Hey, the divorce rate in sports announcing is 95%. I said, "Pardon me?" I said, "I just met my future wife. Like, how's this going to work?" And I left there and I said, I'm in business school. I love marketing. I love advertising. And my family business is real estate. My great granddad and grandfather were both real estate brokers here in Severna Park. Our family is celebrating our 80th year selling real estate in Severna Park. So it's pretty crazy. So I changed my focus immediately in college and took every public relations, every marketing, every advertising, and most importantly, later to find out, very equally important, sociology and psychology courses. I give you this as a little context of, as you go off to college in 2 years, definitely have a plan, definitely have goals and ideas, but be open to those life-changing moments, which I remember mine from 16 years ago, of a person who I've never met since, literally fork in the road for me. Now I'm going this way. So as I got out of college, I went to my grandfather and proudly said, "I'm ready to get my real estate license." And wouldn't you know it, he said, "No, you're not." Here's my business idol, a man who's owned his own business for 30 years, has seen it all, done it all, and he's telling his grandson who wants to take over the reins of the family business, "You're not ready." And I said, "I'm sorry, what am I not ready for?" He goes, "You're either all in or all out. There's no such thing as a part-time realtor." And he goes, "Come back to me in a couple years, go put that shiny degree to use and learn business from somebody else." Second best advice I ever got. I parlayed, and this is, if you remember anything from what I say to you today, when you're in college or even a senior summer going into college, get internships. There are so many people in your Severna Park network that would love to have an extra helping hand during the summer. It's when a lot of people go on vacation. It's when a lot of people are kind of like slowing down in between the busy times. They need help. So ask your parents, ask your friends' parents. Do you know anybody that has openings for internships? Be persistent. Once you get your foot in the door as an internship, you're now an intern for life in terms of your college life. And you can ping around to different internships and you'll meet and gain more experience than you ever will doing anything else. Those relationships are what still fuel my business today because they refer me business and also help grow my business. All right, so back to the path. I'm doing all these internships during the day, walking down Main Street in Annapolis, waiting tables at night, and I'm starting to build this network of people. And that network of people led to me getting a marketing job right out of college. Did that for 3 years, started off as like a pound the street guerrilla marketer for a 12 restaurant chain. And by the time I was done 3 years later, I was the director of marketing. And you're wondering, Matt, why the heck would you give up that job to go create your own business where there's no guarantee of money? Well, I hit my glass ceiling after 3 years. And as a 25-year-old, hitting your glass ceiling is kind of a scary situation where There's nowhere to go but down. And when you're 25 years old, or you're currently right now 16 years old, you want to be in a position where there's nowhere to go but up. And when I realized this, I said, okay, time to have another conversation with my pop-up. Called pop-up up. By the way, he'd been retired for 10 years at this point. Called him up. He goes, you're ready. So luckily, my wife, who I mentioned earlier, had a full-time career. She could support me financially. And I dove in with 2 feet into the worst real estate market in the history of Anne Arundel County in 2010. Everyone said I was crazy. Everyone said that you're absolutely crazy to leave a salary job with benefits to start your own business at the worst economy ever. And I took that as a personal challenge and said, well, 1, that's the perfect time to get into anything. 2, who's going to help my friends and peers buy and sell real estate? Everyone at the time that was in the real estate market was 30 years, 40 years older than me. They're going to have to retire at some point, and then there's going to be these huge books of business available. And 3, who knows technology better than a young person? So when I got into it, I said, I'm going to be the most technologically savvy. I'm going to come after it a different way. And I'm not going to go after the $2 million waterfronts like everybody else. I'm going to help people buy 250,000 townhouses. So for me, I literally started walking into the office and everyone said, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you here? And I said, well, because I want to be the #1 realtor in this office within 4 years. And they laughed. And 3.5 years later, I became the #1 realtor in that office. I don't say that to brag. I say that because I live by a pound the stone mentality. And if you remember a second thing from what I say to you today, it's pick up that book. Pound the Stone and Chop Wood, Carry Water are 2 easy read books. They're appropriate for you right now, not for an adult selling real estate, not for your teachers, for everyone. Pound the Stone is about a high school junior, actually high school sophomore, who gets kicked off his basketball team for doing something dumb. And he has to earn his way back onto the basketball team by working a summer internship as a salesman selling books door to door. Well, who here listening to this would want to go door to door and sell books? I bet not your teacher. Certainly not me. And I'm a salesman. I don't want to go door to door. But he learned the techniques of like, there's always a trade-off. I could have blown off my summers during college and had fun with my friends and been out boating or having fun every single day. But instead, I spent that time doing internships. And then at night, I went and waited tables to make money so I could have fun during college. While all my other friends were trying to make money working during those years, I didn't have to because I grinded during summer. Pound of Stone. The next thing is, once you get in the world, 3 things to live by. Golden rule, treat other people the way you want to be treated. 2, never burn any bridges. You never know when they'll come back. And 3, it is not a profound secret to be successful. It is the small daily tasks that you do repetitively that all of a sudden you'll look back over a year and see the incremental gain against your competition and say, wow, how am I here and everyone else is here? It's not that I have some secret. It's just that I do these little things every single day. So specific questions. What do you do to get in real estate? You have to be 18 years old. You have to have at least a GED or high school degree. 4 years or 2 years is not required, but obviously it opens more doors. Say I'm a Virginia Tech grad, I call them arrows in my quiver. So everything I can say to you that's impressive, I'm sending you like a marketing arrow. So when I'm sitting down with a buyer or a seller and I go over all these statistics, they're just like, of course, we'll work with you. Conversely, if someone's like, oh, I just got my real estate license, I didn't go to school, and I've never sold a house before, who are they going to hire? So it's 40 hours pre-licensing course. During those 40 hours, you learn absolutely nothing about selling or buying real estate, but you learn a bunch of vocabulary that you memorize and state laws. You pass that test, then you pass the state and national tests, and voila, you're a licensed real estate agent in the state of Maryland. There are 40,000 realtors licensed in Anne Arundel County right now, and my team is ranked #2 in the county. We're the number one Century 21 team in Maryland and number 13 in the world for the global company. I say this to you that no matter what happens to you individually over the next 5 to 10 years, someone that's very close to you is going to tell you that's a dumb idea or that doesn't make sense. And if you believe it in your heart that it's the right idea, or have, better yet, an actual business plan and can back it up and then execute the business plan, as a pure entrepreneur, I'll tell you, go get it, go try it. And guess what? As long as you have someone in the background that can support you, whether it's emotionally or financially, you will succeed. So one of the coolest things about residential real estate that nobody knows about is this. There's tons of ways to make money without selling real estate. If you're like, Matt, I'm not a good salesperson, I don't know how to get in front of somebody and chat, I have 4 admin: marketing, operations, contract writing, and staging and listing. They don't sell homes. They just come in and do the tasks that are required to get a home sold, take parts of my business off of my plate so we can be more successful. They all make great money. 2, home inspectors. There's a shortage of home inspectors right now. If you have a proficiency for construction or want to learn construction, and you're like, I don't see myself swinging a hammer every day or getting up on a roof when it's 110 degrees, become a licensed home inspector. It's a 6-figure plus annual job. Title attorneys, title companies. The title company we use has 50 employees. All of those people are involved in residential real estate every day. They do not buy or sell real estate. Appraisers. There's an appraiser shortage right now. These are people that go out and assess the value of your home. They can do that for you privately if you're just curious, or professionally on behalf of the bank to make sure that the buyer is not overpaying for that home. These appraisers that I know that are good, same thing, 6-figure plus income, make your own schedule, and can work from home. And then last but not least, I think there's a huge shortage of handy people. And in your generation over the next 20 years, I mean, because I graduated from high school 18 years ago, there was a shortage of blue collar workers 18 years ago. There's going to be a huge shortage in 20 years from now. And the people who go and get their 2 or 4 year degree and have a master license as a plumber, electrician, or HVAC person, guaranteed millionaire, guaranteed. I'm training both of my boys to have a specific skill, because no matter what happens in the business world, they'll always have something to fall back on. And if you can be a business person and a skills tradesman or tradeswoman, lights out. It's literally like the best of both worlds. The training piece, I saw a question specific about training. The craziest thing about real estate, and I haven't mentioned this yet, is I'm an independent contractor. I and all my teammates are not employees. Our brokerage that we hang our license at does not owe us one thing. They provide us a license in which to sell real estate under. And the training piece for each of us individually comes with the broker that you align with, or the team you align with. So everything is kind of layered and tiered to do it. But the scariest moment as a realtor, when you first get licensed, you're all pumped up. They hand you your license, you hang it on the wall, and you sit in your chair. Now what? And everyone's like, you got to figure that out for yourself. And that's the scariest part about real estate, is it's basically, there's no glass ceiling. Like I mentioned before, there's nothing holding me down, but there is also nothing propping me up. You are in a vortex, and you can get all the way to the moon, but you can also go all the way to the ground. So I think that is one of the things that when people get into real estate, there's 2 types of realtors. There are people who are interested in real estate. I call them hobbyists. They like attending open houses. They saw HGTV. The barrier of entry is only 40 hours and about $2,000. They know somebody that's about to sell a house. They see an easy commission check. They go out, sell that house, make a quick buck, and go, oh my gosh, this was easy. And then their phone doesn't ring, their email doesn't ping, and there's nothing happening. The other type of realtors are what I'm trying to build. which are full-time agents. We have 15 of those, and we have another 11 dual career agents. The full-time people, this is what we eat, sleep, breathe 24 hours a day some days, trying to get people into their homes or trying to get listings sold for more money. The dual career people are amazing because they have more availability during the evenings, weekends, and summer. And people come and kind of moonlight, side hustle in real estate, but they're not out in that vortex. They have tasks. They always have things to do, and they're being trained by top producers. So they immediately always look like they're higher up the echelon, if you will, than other folks. So in kind of summary, I know that's a lot of information. If anyone ever wants to know more about residential real estate, I still live and work in Severna Park. I can't wait for COVID to be behind us and for us to be able to do this in person. I attended the Entrepreneur Fair a couple years ago, and hopefully we can do that in 2022. But the biggest thing I see moving forward, especially in the Severna Park landscape of real estate, is there's less homes to be sold than there are buyers to buy them. So right now, as you walk around your community, you will see 4 to 5 to 6 ready, willing, and able buyers for every house that's being sold. So it is what we call a seller's market. And then in a year from now, when we see each other again, I'll fill you in on what's going on then. But until then, have a great rest of your school year. Have a great summer, and look forward to seeing you next year.